At RETRAVISION, we know exactly what you want, like our lowest price guarantee, buy now and pay later, and an extra 5% discount for RAC members. That's on top of all the latest tech from the world's best brands at RETRAVISION.
Secure in the right, pushing forward.
Bad shot here, boys, and we start a roll here. One bad shot to open the door here, boys. Come on, lad.
Yep, one bad shot is going to bring Faf du Plessis in, mate. Yeah, Faf du Plessis just got 100. Pretty good form, Bernie.
And just like that, we now know who the four clubs are. We're going to fight it out for a grand final appearance in our prestigious RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. Those clubs are Hall's Head, Singleton Irwinians, Mandurah Cricket Club, and we found out this week that the last one in are the defending champions, Shoalwater Bay. Welcome to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which is proudly brought to you by RETRAVISION, ESA Sports Agency and EVERLAST. And we've also got a great partnership with Sport FM 91.3 on your FM dial, the home of a community sport in Perth and the surrounding regions. My name is Orazio Santalucia and I am your host. I'm here this week and every week. You might even hear me on Tuesday nights commentating on our fantastic competition, the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. We will have a bit of a chat about not only the finals, we'll have a live draw. Now, believe it or not, this is a world first. We're going to have a live draw for the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League semi-finals. And that's legit because I don't think it's happened anywhere else in the whole wide world that we've done a semi-final draw for the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. So that's not a lie. So, you know, FIFA World Cup, FA Cup, it's got nothing on what we've got here. So look forward to that one there. And the change in formality there is simple. There were 9 teams that entered this year's competition. So that meant they had to, the draw worked in 3 pools. One had 4 and 2 had 3. So basically the only real way to have to come up with a fair and equitable sort of way for the semi-finals to eventuate was to do it this way in the old school, names in a hat, et cetera, et cetera. My cricket just can't really work that part out, and that's okay. Adds a bit of excitement, doesn't it? Okay, so you will find out first who the semi-final. Well, you know who the semi-finalists are. You will know what the semi-finals will be. All I'm drawing out are the teams that are going to play against each other. How that works in regards to whether it's next Tuesday or the Tuesday after, I'm leaving that to our ops manager, Dan Cole. Okay, what else are we going to chat about? We're going to chat about round 12 of the PCA Premiership season. Things are really starting to hot up there. Obviously, we are on the second half of our regular Saturday cricket, and things are just starting to smooth out and starting to work themselves out. We're starting to see a bit of a pattern, and I think we're starting to see who our finalists will be. So we'll have a bit of a chat about that, some of the real good performances on the weekend, and we'll just have a quick preview of this week's matches, round 13. Every game from here on through is going to be quite important. We're going to have teams making a late run for it. We're going to have teams trying to consolidate and hold their spot. Some might have to manage their squad. Some are probably thinking, well, we're going to get to the finals. And there's a couple of teams I can think of at the top of my head even, that are they've dominated the season. So you've got a situation where there's guys that probably haven't had much of a bat, or some guys may not have got much of a bowl. So this is where team management comes in, and yeah, we are playing recreational cricket, but at the same time, you don't play because you don't want to win. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win, and when it comes to premierships, they're pretty rare. As I mentioned a couple of shows ago, where we had one of the guys in the F grade T20 Cup grand final. I'm not. I don't think you'll be too disappointed to say he's on. He's closer to 50 than he is 40, and he won his first ever premiership, and he's played cricket his whole life. So, yep, some are lucky, some win them every other year, and then there's others that just go through and just don't. So you never know when it might be your last chance, and so you just can't take anything for granted. So that's why I think it's important that teams start to shuffle things around and just make sure that as many of your squad, and it's not just the 11 or 12 that play this week, it's going to be probably a squad of about 15, can get involved and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, that's the coach and me talking there. We'll also have a bit of a quick wrap up of the Australian Country Champs. We've obviously had 3 of our stars participating and doing their bit there. WA always tend to do quite well, and they've done that again. Had a very good game today, as I am recording this on Thursday, and one of our own just did what he did. So we'll have a bit of a chat about that. And we might just quickly just have a quick little yarn about the WA Cricket Facebook page. I don't know if anyone's been following that, but it's either a strange coincidence or there's a little cryptic hidden message in their posts every day. Basically, they're promoting Country Week, so it's Senior Country Week this week, and I guess over the last, I don't know the history, but a long time, Peel Cricket Associations had representation in Senior Country Week. Played off in the last 2 A grade grand finals. Won it 2 years ago. Were beaten well last year by a better team. That's fine. But every single day that they've had a post promoting Senior Country Week, it's had Peel players involved the whole way through. Now, someone pointed out it could literally just be grand final photos. So they just used grand final photos. Obviously, Peel's A-grade team was in the grand final, as were the Bees, I think, last year. And that was at the WACA, obviously. So, they would have had the professional photographers there. And there are some great shots, no doubt. But I don't know whether it's a subtle, cryptic sort of messaging or whether it's just coincidence that it was just because we were in it last year and we haven't got any representation this year. I know we've got some players running around. So there was an agreement where because we didn't have any official teams in, if associations wanted to invite some of our players into their squads, they were free. We just had to give them the nod, the tick of approval, which was always going to be the case, not a problem. So I know there's a few players running around, and hopefully they've had a good week of cricket. It's only got a bit warm today, really, hasn't it? It hasn't been stupid hot as it has been the last few years, where it's 40 degrees and hot northerly coming in, and you just think, I don't see the attraction personally, but I know a lot of you do enjoy that. And our reps that have played in the Australian Country Champs, they've played 5 in a row. They played 5 games in a row. They had to draw from hell. So their rest day is tomorrow, and that is the final day of competition. So they've played every game every single day, which I actually think is poor. I know draws are difficult. They're never going to be fair, but I don't know how they thought that'd be a good way to play a national championship, have one team and one of the favoured teams. No doubt we are, we've won, as in WA have won the country championship, 2 or 3 times in the last 10 years, I dare say. So be one of the favoured squads going over. to be given that sort of draw. It's, I don't know. Look, it makes us sound like, oh, it's always us, WA this, WA that, but the evidence stacks up that every single time WA enters a national competition, we just don't really get any real assistance. It's sort of like, oh, well, you guys are the furthest away. You can, nearly like we're an afterthought, which is quite strange considering we're probably the leading state in Australia for cricket at the moment, because we hold every bloody trophy, don't we? Okay, anyway, enough of that. We're humble. We're humble. We are here. Okay, so look, there's a lot to get through. So what we'll do is we'll go to a little break. We will hear a little bit from our fantastic sponsors, RETRAVISION. Remember, if you're an RAC member, you can get an extra 5% off their already low prices. Remember RETRAVISION, where you get all the electrical stuff that you love at the best prices. 60-day price promise. So if you're buying let's say a fridge for $800, okay, and it's a really good one, $800 for 60 days at least, RETRAVISION at least will not change that price. So you're not going to get the catalog next week and say, oh, hang on, I paid $800 for it and it's on sale for $650. That's just not going to happen. And if it does, they'll look after you. Okay, so that's the type of establishment you're dealing with. So if you're going to buy any of that sort of stuff, white goods, electrical goods, any of that sort of stuff, you'd be mad to go anywhere else other than RETRAVISION. Stores everywhere. And remember, if you are an RAC member, flash the card because you get a little bit of an extra discount. ESA Sports Agency and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. And if you are listening to this on Saturday morning on Sport FM 91.3, welcome. We'll be back.
RAC members get exclusive deals and offers, plus an extra 5% off on top of our lowest price guarantee at RETRAVISION.
Well, you're back. You must have liked section 1. You must like me. You must like the show, the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. If you're listening to this, you've either got past section 1 or segment 1, or you're curious. You made a mistake. You clicked on this thinking it was the Joe Rogan show. I only keep saying that because he literally writes every week. He's scared. He knows about this phenomenon known as the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. He knows that we're supported by some fantastic partners in RETRAVISION. You can see all the good stuff there. ESA Sports Agency, Johnny Sanders there runs. Pretty exciting business there. So what do they do? I'll try to get out of the way. A little bit of the camera. I'll get a bit lower. That sort of worked if I got in the way. Nah. No. Okay. This is funny. Okay, so what they do apparel and teamwear. So you probably get to that end of the season where you're thinking, right, our kit's looking a bit shabby. You're negotiating with new sponsors, so you need some new kit, et cetera, et cetera. Get on to ESA Sports Agency, get on to Johnny Sanders, have a chat. They'll be able to put some designs together and give you some great prices. What else do? They do coaching. So very passionate about his coaching, is John. So he's got contacts with some of the best in most sports. So be it holiday courses, or there might be something where you just want to, lock yourself up with a one-on-one coach or some advice or whatever. Again, get on to ESA Sports Agency. They do, where are we got? Well, he obviously distributes that stuff in the top corner there, which is EVERLAST Sports Drinks. We'll chat about that in a second. They do memorabilia now. Awards night coming up very, very soon. Once you sort of turn the corner, you start thinking about your end of season awards and things like that, or raising some extra cash. Memorabilia is a great way to sort of do it. Everyone loves, a signed bat or a signed shirt or that sort of thing. All the genuine stuff, you can hang it up in your bar, your pool room or whatever. Again, you never know where to get that stuff. Well, ASA Sports can help you there. Event collateral. So be it, sponsored tents like you see us when we're doing our matches with the RETRAVISION sort of pop-up marquee, feather banners and everything like that. Again, ESA Sports can help you with that. So Johnny Sanders, sales at esasportsagency.com.au, or his mobile number just there. And as I mentioned, they also distribute. They are the WA distributors, at least, if not Australian. I can't confirm the Australian, but I can confirm the WA. EVERLAST sports drinks, isotonic hydration, plus your electrolytes and minerals. Now, this is the stuff that makes a difference. Water alone just actually won't help with hydration, especially if you've, you're quite dehydrated there. You've made some runs or you've taken some wickets and it's getting hot now. Water alone won't work. The good stuff in water just doesn't quite get around into the cells that it's needed. It needs something to carry the good stuff. It needs something to carry, the H2O around your body, and it's the electrolytes and the isotonic and all that and the minerals that help get it around your body. So if you are dehydrated, this is the stuff to get. And the two great points about the EVERLAST. A is that you get the 750 mils rather than the 600, and B, less sugar. And the price point, $1.88 a bottle for clubs and distributors, or not distributors, for those selling. So at your club, and you're thinking you want to get some sports drinks in the fridge for your players, all that sort of stuff, and your customers, $1.88 plus GST a bottle. You're not going to get any better than that. So get on to ESA Sports. They'll sort you out for a whole heap of stuff, including the EVERLAST sports drinks. Okay, so let's move on to round 13. We'll do a bit of a wrap of that as I try to sit up a little bit more comfortably, because we can see all our sort of sponsors, all that sort of stuff. Got to keep them all happy. And remember, you might be listening to this on Sport FM 91.3. We're on every Saturday between 8 and 9. So if you're driving around and you've got Sport FM on, welcome. And thanks for listening in. Okay, so round 12 just gone. We had wins for Halls Head. We had wins for White Knights, Baldivis, Shoalwater Bay, and Warnbro. And other than one game where there was a score over 200, the rest were quite low. So it was a low-scoring week of cricket. It's a bit weird because great weather. So it's either A, pitchers maybe a little bit underprepared, or B, players a bit underprepared. We play a game that's actually quite difficult. It's got a lot of moving mechanics in your body, be it bowling, batting, fielding. A couple of guys may have come back, a couple of kegs heavier with a bit of Christmas pud, and getting going again may have been a little bit tough. But anyway, I'm just trying to make excuses because, to be fair, the scores were pretty ordinary. Other than this game here, and surprise, surprise, the team that are running away with it, Halls Head, showing us all how it's done again. Batted first, made 4 for 242. And no, it wasn't. That man did not. Well, he scored a few. But he wasn't top scorer. Our man, Jack Manuel, he got 31. Josh Rudge, skipper, got 47. So good to see him in the runs again. And his bro, the bowling all-rounder, James Rudge, he got 67 to top score. He had a bit of company there with Jake Wiley, who just seems to get better and better every time I see him. And Keelan Beatty got a few at the end too, with 22. With the ball, just a few one-fers there. No one really got taken to, but no one really sort of stood out either. So 242 off 50. I mean, it's not terrible. It is gettable. But normally in club cricket, inning over 200 does get tough. And Pinjarra, who were their opponents, could only get 152 in reply. And one of the top scorers was actually extras. So a couple of 20s here and there, but nothing really to write home about. And with the ball, Tim Miles, 9 overs, 2 maidens, 5 for 24 was the man. So he's having a really good all-round year himself. He's got at least 100, if not 2, and a 5 for as well. So he's having a good season there. So Hall's Head winners there. Next game, quick wrap-up. White Knights Baldivis bowled Secret Harbour. That was their opponents. Bowled them out for 101. Chased it down 3 down. With the ball for White Knights, we saw the wily veteran, Pete Russell. He got 5 for 14 off his 10. Really, really tight bowling there. And then with the bat in reply, White Knights, dearie me. Brad Williams got 68 off only 54 deliveries to lead him to quite a comprehensive victory inside 20 overs, chasing that 101. So that game was over within 50 overs, essentially, all up. So that was a quick game. We saw Shoalwater Bay beat Singleton Irwinians by 4 wickets. So Singleton batting first, all out for 102 with the ball. We had a couple of threefers, Shane Bliss and Charles Kunji, who's just starting to crank it up. He got 3 for 1, mind you, off 3 overs. Just starting to crank it up is the big fella from Zimbabwe. With the bat, nothing really to write home about when you make 102. And in reply, a few guys chipped in. They must have had a little bit of a scare for a while. With Dewald Pretorius taking 3 for 32, but they got over the line in the end with skipper, the much maligned Chris D'Alessandro. I only say that because his teammates take the absolute mick out of him every time I see him or hear from him or whatever. It's but anyway, so Chris saw him over the line with 21 not out. A couple of other little scores along the way, but 4 wicket winners there were White Knights and Shoalwater. And the final game, because we had Waruna, who had the extra long break, they had the bye. The reigning champs in Warnbro, 5 for 106, defeated Mandurah 105. Another disappointing game for Mandurah. They're not having a poor season. Let's be brutally honest. There's no way of hiding behind that. 105, a couple of 20s, nothing really to write home about there. And with the ball, Greg Newbury, Kyle Kjilgren, and the veteran Kieran Ugal all took 3 wickets apiece. And in chasing that score, they got a 5 down, so a little bit of a shake, but not too much. Nathan Wakefield with 31 and Sam Leash with 27 not out at the end to get them over the line, and nothing there really with the ball. So winners there, obviously, just to repeat, were Hall's Head, White Knights, Baldivis, Shoalwater, and Warnbro. So what does the ladder look like at this stage? We have Hall's Head on top with 70 points. They're running away with it. Shoalwater Bay second with 56, Waruna third, 48, and White Knights fourth, 45, and Warnbro fifth with 44. And I can't see there being much more movement after that unless one of those top 5 have a real bad run and Pinjarra have a bit of a run going forward. But it looks like that's probably your top 5. So out of 5, it's a top 4. So there'll be a bit of a fight between 3 and 5, I'd say. 1 and 2, well, 1's, I reckon, done and dusted, and then the rest we'll see how we go. Okay, quick wrap-up of B-grade results. We had Shoalwater Bay defeating Hall's Head, 9 for 196, defeating Hall's Head 157. Some good bowling there, solid bowling there by Shoalwater, keeping Hall's Head to 157. And with the bat, just some good all-round scores there with some 30s and 40s and all that sort of stuff. So real good team effort. That's the good old-fashioned team effort that'd be in the best players there. A low-scoring one here. I don't know. Was it a wet wicket at Kirana on the synthetic there? Rockingham. Well, I'm presuming they batted first. Let's see what the old. Yep. So Rockingham Hornets. 110 all out, and you'd be thinking, not going to be a great day. Think again, because they defended it. They bowled Warnbro out for 87. So it probably actually would have been a good game to watch. It's one of those low scorers. We have a great bowling display here. Jared Smith, from Warnbro took 6 for 27. That's a display and a half. So he was the destroyer there. And then in reply, someone must have got a lot of wickets on up. That's another team game. So shared amongst all the bowlers there to bowl them out for 87. So that would have been that actually would have been a really good game to watch. So well done to Rockingham there. White Knights beat Mandurah in B grade also. 6 for 104, 103. Very similar scores to their A grade. Mandurah, no one really did much there. A couple of 3-fers with the ball with White Knights and a couple of 30s and a 20 to get them home as well. So a good 4-wicket win there for White Knights. And in another tight one here, Pinjarra, 105 all out. Defeated North Baldivis, 102 all out. Now, they've done this a few times, North Baldivis. They're just either winning by a run or two or losing by, a few runs. So, I'm presuming here Pinjarra batted first. Yep, Pinjarra batted first. Quick one there, Pinjarra. We had a 32 from Luke Cook. Bowling-wise, spread all over the place with North Baldivis, and then with the bat, they had a 31 from Aman Guman. And then with the ball, we do. Veteran Mickey Greenwood took 5 for 17 to basically get his team over the line. So well done, Mick. And Pinjarra winners there in that one. So what's the ladder look like in B grade? We have White Knights on top with 39, Horsehead second with 37, the Hornets on 35, Mandurah on 33, and then it'd be Shoalwater on 28 in fifth, and that's probably where it'll go. I can't see the next three really pushing forward. If we go to C grade, another couple of tight ones. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we had South Mandurah defeating Halls Head by 7 runs. South Mandurah 239 all out. So they were playing at Riverside Primary School, so a bit of a small ground, I dare say. Michael Holmes with 78 and Scott Wiseman with 53. With the ball, we had Craig Ford take 4 for Halls Head, and in reply, in a very, very good chase, we had David Holmes for Halls Head make 42, Adam Gray also make 42, and wicket shared by South Mandurah. So in a real tight one there, South Mandurah just get over the line by 7 runs. Mandurah finally on the winning side. They bowled Secret Harbour out for 96 and chased them down 3 down. They had Trufair Goodgree get 47 of those 97 required for the win. And in bowling Secret Harbour out, we had Stewie Moore get 4 for 21 to lead the way with the ball. Shoalwater Bay, 7-wicket victors over White Knights Baldivis. They're in C grade. So Shoalwater 3 for 157. Chased down the 155 set by White Knights Baldivis. New recruit moved over from, I guess, the rivals, the Derby rivals, from North Baldivis. He's gone back to his original club, from what I understand. Vikas Kantra was 76 of 80. Test match for him. Normally going at a fair clip. That's a bit slow for him. Might have to have a quiet word. Only joking. So yeah, Vikas Kantra, 76 out of 155 wickets shared with the ball. And then chasing that down, Brad Smith for Shoalwater got 58, as well as Josh Senior getting 47 for Shoalwater, who won by 7 wickets, 3 for 157 they were as they passed them. And the final game, North Baldivis, 9-wicket victors over Singleton Irwinians. Singleton all out for 1-2-2. We had a 5-wicket haul for Kieran Anderson. Well done there, Kieran. And in reply, chasing it down, only 1 down, we had Jacques Meyer with 61 not outs and Akhil Raju with 54 not out after Abel James watched everyone else make the runs after he got a duck. Been there, mate. It's it's a win, team game. So well done. C grade ladder looks like this. North Baldivis on top, 42 points. Shoalwater, White Knights equal second and third effectively on 33 points. Singleton fourth with 26 points. Horsehead fifth on 22. South Mandurah on 21. So, yeah, I actually, that's going to be everyone but Secret Harbour really can get into the final. So watch this space for C grade. That could be exciting all the way through. Let's quickly go and do a D grade wrap up. Well, okay. So Waroona versus Warnbro. So Waroona batted first, all out for 1-2-1, and in a tight one, Warnbro all out 109 in reply. So a very, very tight game again. So look, we're good at this. I mean, end of the day, I'm actually getting disappointed I haven't had a tie for a while. Most weeks, not most weeks. But there seems to be a tie. We've had a run where we had one a week. In the 2 years I've done this, I've never seen so many ties. Anyway, Waroona 1-2-1. That was shared around by everyone, and with the ball for Warnbro, Jesper Kempers led the way with 4 wickets, and in response, Warnbro got very, very close. They had some 20s and mid-teens, and wickets shared all around by the Waroona team. So well done, Waroona there. They won by, how's my maths going? 12 runs. So there we go. White Knights Baldivis versus Shoalwater Bay. White Knights won by 111 runs convincingly. So 2 for 211. White Knights Baldivis, and the man, the myth, the legend, Lee McIntosh, 106 not out, led the way there in the 2 for 211, and Shoalwater Bay 9 for 100. So never really in the race, and wickets shared all around by the White Knights bowlers. So good win there for them. And Singleton versus Rockingham Hornets, another big score over 200. Rockingham Hornets 8 for 255. And that's led by Connor Hinder with 70 and a 45 from Andrew Harley with the ball, some 3s and 2s taken by Singleton, and with the bat making 84. Not really going to have too many. They had Keenan Rendell get 35, and that was about it. There's a lot of ducks in that scorecard, and wickets shared all around by Rockingham. So the D grade ladder looks like this. White Knights Baldivis top on 97 points. Rockingham Hornets on 80 in second spot. Waroona third on 52. Fourth and fifth on 51 apiece. Shoalwater and Hall's Head in that order. And Warnbro on 49. Sixth. So 6 into 4, I reckon it's going to look there for the run home. Singleton, unfortunately, too far behind. E grade. We'll go to the E grade scores. E grade, we saw Warnbro play Hall's Head, and Warnbro took the chocolates there by 27 runs, and that's Warnbro Black. Remember, they've got 2 teams playing in E grade this season. So with the bat, Warnbro score shared around there, as were the wickets by Hall's Head. And in response, we had Grant Matthews with 59 leading the way for Hall's Head, but it wasn't enough. They were bowled out for 131. And Jason Wakefield took 5 for 17 for Warnbro to lead the way, to lead them to victory. So well done there. Mandurah had a good win over Pinjarra. Mandurah 6 for 216. Pinjarra all out 69. And that man, he makes runs every other week. Steve Siraj, 107 off only 99 balls. Well batted, son. Eric Cocking got 43 as well with the ball. We had a 3-for for David Jones for Pinjarra, and, well, no one's really going to do too much getting 69 all out. But with the ball, Neville Benson took 5 for 22 for Mandurah in that very comprehensive 147-run victory. White Knights took on Warnbro's purple team. White Knights 6 for 169 victors. Bowling Warnbro out for 127. So White Knights shared the love there and making 169, as did Warnbro with the wickets. And in reply, Warmer got 127, as I mentioned. They shared the love there, and the wickets were shared around as well by the White Knights players. So a 4-wicket win there for White Knights. And in the final game, we had Secret Harbour. They finally got a win this week. All at 140 against North Baldivis, and they bowled them out for 47. So that's a big, big win. In the 140, runs shared around there. Bowling, wicket shared around by North Baldivis, and in bowling, North Baldivis out for 47. Wicket shared around there as well. So the ladder in E grade, White Knights Baldivis on 85 are on top. Mandurah second on 74. Secret Harbour third on 71. Warmborough fourth. I don't know which one that is. Warmborough. Can't tell you. The ladder won't really tell me. Anyway, one of the Warmborough teams on 53. North Baldivis fifth on 51. And that's probably about it. I think Hall's Head sixth on 39 are too far away. And here we go. F grade. Last one. All right, here we go. White Knights Baldivis Gold. Remembering White Knights got two teams here. 8 for 194. Defeated Rockingham Hornets all out 101. So in that 194, we had Nathan Lucken with 80 leading the way. Wicket shared by the Hornets with the bat. Runs shared around there. And a 4 for 4 from Lenny Russell. Now, I don't know whether Lenny Russell is related to Pete, but if so, between them, they've taken 9 for 18 off 15 overs. Handy family display there. Well done. So White Knights 93 run victors. There we go. Easy. Warmborough versus the other White Knights team Blue. Warmborough winners 2 for 199. White Knights all out 130. So in the 199, we had a century for Adam West, 102 not out off 110. And he was very well supported by Joel Hackwell with 65 not out. So they only 2 wickets down. With the ball, wickets shared all around, 130. No one really stood out for White Knights Blue. So 69-run victory there for Warmborough. Singleton, 8 for 163, defeated Hall's Head all out 59. So Singleton runs shared around there, a few 30s, a 4-wicket haul there for Jack Johnson in between gigs there, obviously. Come on, that was good. That was quite funny, I thought. Hall's Head, all out for 59, a bit of a duck pond there, and a 4-wicket haul for Jason Matish. So well done there for Singleton. And the final game, this is the most important one because it's holding up the whole league. Geez, my comedy's absolutely on fire today. Mandurah, 6 for 206, defeated Shoulder Bay, 7 for 198. Leading the way with the bat was Taj Bailey with 70 off only 59 balls. Wickets shared around by Shoulder Bay, and in reply, making 198. So they've had a really good crack. It's another close game. Neil Kennedy led the way with 73, runner ball 73. And with the ball, wickets shared around. Nearly the whole team had a bowl there. So it was a participation round there, obviously. That there finishes the roundup of all the games, other than the fact I haven't given you the ladder. So F-grade ladder, Rockingham Hornets on 91 on top, Warmborough second on 82, White Knights Gold on 81 in third, White Knights Blue 76. And you got Shoalwater and Singleton on 52 apiece, Hall's Head on 48. Yeah, I think the top 4 may be locked away there, but stranger things have happened. And our ladies, did they get back on this week just gone? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So Mandurah defeated Pinjarra. We had Shoulder Bay defeating White Knights Baldivis. Very comprehensive win there. South Mandurah beating Hall's Head, and Warmborough defeated Secret Harbour. So the girls will be we're starting to really ramp up preparations for Country Week. That's that March long weekend. So any of the ladies listening and you are keen to go, you want to be part of the fun, contact any of us in the comp or chat to your club delegate or your club coach because we need to get this sorted ASAP. Okay. That there was a quick wrap of all the cricket in the Peel Cricket Association. Remember, we have round 13 coming, well, this weekend, aren't we? Round 13, what does that look like? I'll just quickly do the A grade fixtures. Singleton will take on Mandurah. That's at Stan Twight. That'll actually be quite a tight game. Warnborough taking on Hall's Head in a grand final replay. That'll be at Curry Street, so that will be one to watch. We'll see how that one goes. Because Warnborough, they need to keep winning, obviously, to stay in the hunt to get into the semi-finals. They want to give themselves every chance to defend their title. And Hall's Head, they're just flexing the muscle. They're doing very, very well. But Curry Street, at Warnborough's place, might be a tough one. So that'll be an interesting one there. That's probably that is match of the round, isn't it? Clearly. Pinjarra take on White Knights Baldivis. White Knights just want to keep on their winning run. They're doing quite well. And Waroona, off the long break, take on Shoalwater Bay, who are doing very well. But it is at Waroona, and they're tough to beat at home. Okay, you're on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. We'll be back right after
At
this.
RETRAVISION, we know exactly what you want, like our lowest price guarantee. Buy now and pay later, and an extra 5% discount for RAC members. That's on top of all the latest tech from the world's best brands at RETRAVISION.
Okay, everyone. The RETRAVISION Premier T20 League for 2022-23 has now reached the semi-final stage. We have played 12 games of cricket. We have had 9 teams compete for a spot in the semi-finals and obviously trying to get into the grand final to win the prize, the cup, the glory that comes with winning the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. It's a highlight of our season. It's a highlight of what we are able to offer here in the Peel region. And as a president, as a new president, but someone that was part of it last year as well, very, very proud to be part of this special part of the season. I think it's something that we can really grow and develop. So watch this space moving forward. With that in mind, I want to make this year's grand final a big one. I want to really put Peel cricket on the map. So I need all of you out there to support and jump on board. Got some real good plans for the evening. Basically, the 2 grand finals is going to be about them, and that's what you earn the right to do. But at the same time, I'd like to get as many of everyone else there, of the PCA there, to celebrate a really good part of our season. You might be a little bit annoyed that you didn't get there yourself, but at the same time, I think if you look at the bigger picture, it's a big part of what we've got to offer and something that we can continue to grow moving forward. It'd be great to get a really good crowd, a good family atmosphere there. There'll be a food truck there. We're looking to do some activities, some activations for the young kids, trying to line up some, junior blasters and master blasters, that sort of stuff as well. Trying to get some prizes and little things like that. But we need people there. We'd really love more than a TV or computer audience, I guess, or online audience. We'd like some live people there. At some of the games, we've had, various clubs sort of after training just come down for the last little bit. And it'd be really good to get a really good crowd. Bring your kids along and let's make a real evening of it. So grand final is the 7th of February. It's only 3 weeks away. Obviously, the next 2 weeks, we've got the 2 semi-finals, and please support those as well. I mean, the more that we can get behind this, the bigger it can grow and can be a real big highlight of our season. It already is, but I'd really love it to be even bigger. Now, with that in mind, and because we've had 3 pools, it's been a little bit different this year because we had the 9 teams rather than the 10. Fixturing was difficult. None of this stuff is easy. So at the end of the last round of the preliminary matches, where we saw Waroona, we saw Shoalwater Bay defeat Waroona in a pretty good game. I mean, the score doesn't quite tell you the whole game. Shoalwater Bay won the toss, batted first. We saw some outstanding batting from that young man who's a superstar. He's got a hell of a future in front of him. Corey Wosley. He's obviously been working a little bit with Justin Langer. Well, he has been. I know he has been, which is an amazing opportunity for the young man there. And he's taken on some of his traits. So he's made a few little technical changes. And if you watch back on the replay, you can really see a lot of Justin Langer in him there, not only the left-handedness, but even in his setup and the way he's swinging the bat. But anyway, he went on, made 77 off 51 deliveries with 4 4s and 6 6s, hitting the ball crisply. And he had a really good start with Liam Richards, who, as we've seen nearly every time we see him on our televised games or our covered games, he does well. And he helped set him off to a good start. They both put on 45 before Liam got out. And then that brought in another left-hander, superstar of the competition in Dudley Cortland. They both put on 107. They did in quick, smart sort of time. Corey got out. Prav Chalal did a great job with the ball. Real great competitor. One of my favourite players this season, no doubt. He finished with 3 for 25. Some of the bowlers got a little bit of tap. We saw Adam Clancy have one over for 28. Well, that's probably the worst of the lot. And I'm not having a go there, Adam, by any stretch of the imagination. But there was a period, there was about 4 or 5 overs where Shoulder went to town and led by Corey, really. But Dudley also got in the caper as well. But then some really good captaincy from Ben Wright, Waruna's Ben Wright, and also some just great bowling. We had Damien Stanley coming with his leg spinners, and he read the situation, and he sort of bowled medium pace leg spin. He came in off a longer run, I think, than he normally does, and did quite well there. Prav Chalal, as I said, really, like, he's not going to die wondering. He's a real competitor, real fighter. He got 3 for 25. Zach Moody come on and bowl with some real good pace. He got a wicket. And even Tom Shannon, he bowled 2 overs for 24 and finished with 4 overs for 34. So his first 2 overs were quite expensive, and he was part of that sort of, we'll call it carnage, but come back and bowled really well. So 5 for 170 is what Shoalwater finished with, and that was looking seriously like 220 at one stage. So it was really good work there by Waruna, and they probably won the second half of that first innings, but they never really got going. And other than Chalal, again, he got 36 of 29. He just had no real partners. Nick Rep tried. He got off to a good start. Matt Thomas at the start as well. He was swinging hard, and got a couple of boundaries, and he got 19 as well. But they just never really got going. But this is where the game within the game sort of happened. So there were a whole heap of things that could have happened before we determined who that final semi-finalist was. We knew before we started that we had Hall's Head, we had Singleton, and we had Mandurah. They were already locked in semi-finalists. We needed the one more, and it got down to this game. Now, coming into this round, Waruna, they were on top of the table, of their little table, in the 3-team table. Shoalwater hadn't won a game, so they were bottom. Pinjarra was second. So they were sitting there watching the game, Pinjarra, thinking we might be a chance to get through here. So the way it was working is if Shoalwater, they needed to win and win well. And I think it comes to wickets and all that sort of stuff. Look, these run rates and quotient, they're always hard to work out, but the My Cricket, that worked it out. And then it went through other sort of stages as well. A few people checked it and checked it again and checked it again. And this is where the way it worked out. But Waruna could still get through depending on how little they lost by. And then Pinjarra watching there, because if Shoalwater didn't win by enough, and Waruna lost, they could have lost percentage, which would have pushed Pinjarra back up on top of that table, and they could have got through. So at one stage, all 3 sides could have got through. At the end of the game, Waruna was 6 for 127 at the end of their 20 overs. And after all that, Shoalwater Bay scraped through, and they are still a chance to defend the title that they won very, very well, very spectacularly last season. So the 4 semi-finalists are, and I'm going to do my best impression of Love Actually. If you watch that movie, there's the scene, guy goes to the front door and he's got all the signs and starts flipping them. So these are the semi-finalists. Hopefully you can see it. I'll call it out, obviously, because this is not only just a vodcast, but it's a podcast as well. So I've got a sheet of paper that I have printed off, and it's got Hall's Head Cricket Club. I'm doing my best here to multitask. The next one, I'm trying to get it with my white shirt as well. Mandurah Cricket Club. You can just about see that. There we go. Next on there is Shoalwater Cricket Club. And obviously, finally, Singleton Irwinians Cricket Club. They are your 4 semi-finalists in this season's RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. Obviously, proudly supported by our great partners in RETRAVISION. All the best electrical stuff, the stuff that you love at the best prices available. And as that little sign says behind me, if you're an RAC member, you save even more. They've already got great low prices. Save even more, 5% at least as an RAC member. So any of the electrical stuff that you love, be it, computers, be it coffee machines, even the Weber barbecue range, all that sort of stuff, get into RETRAVISION. They're all over the place. They support us. Why don't you support them? Okay, so I am now folding these up. Oh, I'll go here so you can see it again. There we go. So I'm folding these pieces of paper up, and they're going to go in a little bucket I've got here, which I'll show you. So this isn't great viewing. This isn't great for podcasting or radio, as they would say, but I'm folding up these little bits of paper as tight as I can. I have this little bucket here. Oh, I'm trying again. Here we go. I'll get around a bit, and you can see in the bucket, it is empty. Okay, so there's one. Here is another one. There's Mandurah's one. So just folding that up. Who needs the World Cup draw or the Champions League draw or something like that? We've got the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League draw. All happening here in the Peel Cricket Association. Here's Shoalwater Bay Cricket Club, folding up that little bit of paper. Okay, so all I'm doing here tonight is I'm working out who is playing who. Okay, you will find out on my cricket via even on our website, peelcricket.com. Remember to put that in your favorites in your browser on your computer. And there's Singleton Irwinians. And let's really make use of that. We've got a great website. We're still trying to build it up, but if there's anything that you think should be on that website, just let us know. Jump on the Facebook page, Peel Cricket Facebook page, or just send me an email, president@peelcricket.com. Pretty easy. Okay, they are all in the bucket. You can see, again, if I can there you go. You can see them. All right. You can probably hear them. I'm making as much noise as I can. I'm trying to do my best for podcasting. The vodcast, you can obviously see it. Okay, and as I mentioned, all I'm doing is I am drawing who is going to play who. Okay, tomorrow we will determine what day the game will be played. The next 2 Tuesdays, obviously. So one game will be, well, 2 of these teams, and then the next week will be the other 2. And the winner of those 2 games, pretty simple, goes through to the grand final, which is February 7th. And remember, mark that in your diaries. I want to get as many of the Peel Cricket Association players, supporters, families. Let's get down there. Let's get behind it and make it a real big thing. Let's let the world know that we've got a pretty good thing happening here in the Peel Cricket Association. Okay. You can hear it. Okay, hand going in. I'm not seeing a thing. Okay, I've got no idea. And as you all know, I'm neutral. I don't really care who plays who. I just want to see a good game of cricket. I get to watch them all. And you get to listen to my rubbish. Anyway, here we go. I've grabbed a bit of paper and I'm going to open it up. I've got no idea who that is. So the first club I've drawn out, the defending champs, Shoalwater Bay Cricket Club. Who are they going to play? Well, once I've done this one, you then know who the next match is going to be. I guess I can determine who's home and who's away. Okay, so Shoalwater Bay, they are the home team. That makes any difference. I'm not 100% sure. Someone will be able to tell me. I know I've worked in cricket my whole life and I still don't understand this draw stuff. Anyway, here we go. I have got one. And their opponent will be Singleton Irwinians. They are the away team. So Shoalwater Bay are the home team. Singleton Irwinians are the away team. That is one of our semi-finals. We've got that done. So the other one's obviously Halls Head and Mandurah. I'll just draw who's the home team. I mean, it is at Peelwood and it probably doesn't make much difference. But anyway, let's keep consistent. Okay, so I've grabbed one. So the first one I've grabbed out will be considered the home team in the draw. Funny enough, Halls Head. So the other match will be Halls Head versus Mandurah. So just to confirm, your semi-finalists in this season, 22-23 RETRAVISION Premier T20 League semi-finalists. Shoalwater Bay will take on Singleton Irwinians. Halls Head will take on Mandurah for the right to get into the grand final February 7 to win and take away the title this year of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. Will Shoalwater continue their run in trying to defend the title they worked so hard for and won last season? Or will Mandurah, Halls Head or Singleton Irwinians get through? Singleton Irwinians, obviously previous winners of this competition. Halls Head were the beaten grand finalists last year and Mandurah were beaten semi-finalists last year, I think, if I can remember right. So we're going to have two cracking semi-finals, no doubt. First one will be next Tuesday, the 24th of January. As per usual, 6:30 p.m. start, live and exclusive on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Channel. Get around it. It's probably going to be a nice, warm, balmy evening again. So why not come down and watch? Come watch live. The bar will be open. It's a great atmosphere. It's a good night. There's good cricket. It just amazes me what a great facility we've got. It's just amazing how we're getting some pretty good coverage, some pretty good numbers in regards to visitors to our page and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it'd be great just to get a bit of a crowd, build a bit of an atmosphere and get behind our little competition. So just to wrap it up, before we wrap up this section, RETRAVISION Premier T20 League semi-finalists are Shoalwater Bay. They will take on Singleton Irwinians. Halls Head will take on Mandurah in the other semi-final. RETRAVISION, fantastic sponsor of this competition. We're very proud to be partners with them or them with us as well. Remember to get to RETRAVISION for all the electrical stuff you love. ESA Sports Agency have been with us as well. I'll get out of the way a little bit if you can. Oh, no, I'll go this way. Here we go. I'll lie down a bit. Apparel and teamwear. So you're probably thinking about next season already. You're probably thinking about your RETRAVISION Premier T20 League tops if you haven't got them yet. Get some numbers, all that sort of stuff. ESA Sports Agency coaching. Johnny Sanders, very, very passionate about coaching and providing for sport. That's one of his real passion projects. So if you want to get hold of some coaches for one-offs, for, get some sort of star coaching in any sport, Johnny's your man. Obviously, distributors of that stuff in that corner there, EVERLAST Sports Drinks. We'll have a little word about that. Memorabilia, end-of-season awards. Do you want to maybe get hold of some memorabilia to raffle off and try to get a bit of money for your club? Event tees and caps, again, you might have a golf day coming up or something like that. Promotional merchandise and banners, that's a big thing they've moved into. So be it marquees, feather banners, all that sort of stuff, and even guest appearances. So he's got a lot of contacts in the sporting industry. So if you wanted to get hold of a guest speaker, I know Halls Head recently had Australian netball great Nat Medhurst host their Ladies' Day. I mean, what a great name, good WA girl, and that was a real hit. So that's the sort of thing that they can do. So ESA Sports Agency, Johnny Sanders, obviously the Rockingham Hornets, grew up at Hillman, obviously same club, different name, plying his trade at Willetton Cricket Club, who I've just watched the Scorchers just dominate another game, really getting at a pointy end in that comp as well. The Big Bash, good to see the team in orange continue. Two teams. I know I've gone off topic a little bit, but hey, it's fresh in my mind. Obviously, Claremont Nedlands, one of the WA Premier teams, had 5 representatives on the field or within the two teams. So that district club or Premier club had 5 players playing in this game. So they had Nick Hobson. They had, come on, I should know. Joel Paris, he's playing for the Hobart Hurricanes this year. Tim David, obviously big superstar now in T20 cricket. He was playing for the Hurricanes. He's a Claremont Nedlands boy as well. Eskenazi, who's the overseas, funny enough, overseas player, but he grew up playing for Claremont. He's the Middlesex captain and had a real good game the last game against the Sixers. That's 4. Who else have we got? I can't think. I'll get the trusty phone out. I should know. Any sort of cricket enough, I should know, shouldn't I? Who else have we got? Matt Kelly. So there's the 5 players, but Willetton, they had 3. So they had Cam Bancroft, they had Aaron Hardy. Boy, oh boy, what form's he in? 90 off 62. Him and Josh Inglis. Whew. Serious stuff. Inglis played a shot that was ridiculous. I don't know if anyone watched a reverse paddle, I guess, off Riley Meredith, who just bowls at about 145. He's just reverse paddled him for 4. Dentist must be lining up thinking one day, Josh's going to lose all his teeth there, but that's just scary. Anyway, so Aaron Hardy, Cam Bancroft, and Darcy Short, who plays for the Hobart Hurricanes. So there's 3 from Willetton Cricket Club. So we're doing all right, WA, aren't we? Anyway, so that's that. But let's move back to EVERLAST sports drinks, isotonic, hydration, electrolytes, minerals, all the good stuff. It's hot now. This is where you really need this sort of stuff. And it does make a difference, okay? Dehydration is real. This is the stuff that makes a big difference. A lot less sugar than the competitors and 750ml bottles. None of this 600ml stuff. Value for money, $1.88 plus GST per bottle. It's a no-brainer for your club. Fill your fridges. Make sure you're getting that stuff. John Sanders, sales at esasportsagency.com.au. Phone number there. Make sure you get onto them. They support us. We need to support them. Okay, this is the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. My name is Orazio Santalucia. Not only am I the guy that brings this to you every week, I also do a bit of the commentary every game, live and exclusive on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket channel. But I am also the president of the association. Okay, we'll be back right after this.
RAC members get exclusive deals and offers, plus an extra 5% off on top of our lowest price guarantee at RETRAVISION.
Okay, so you saw it there. Live draw of the semi-final of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. So the finals will be, the semi-finals will be, I don't know what the order is. You will look that up and see that on My Cricket. You will know very, very soon. So the semi-finalists, remember, were Halls Head, Singleton Irwinians. We had Mandurah Cricket Club, and the final team to get in, as you heard in the previous segment, with all the ramifications of every ball. So we had games within games, which was very, very exciting. The score, look at the score alone, you might not have thought much of it, but the game itself was quite exciting. We saw some really good stuff. We finally saw Corey Wasley continue past 10 or 12. He makes the best looking 10s or 12s, and then keeps getting caught on the boundary trying to hit the ball over the top. But he made a fantastic 77 and really set up the shoulder innings. And then they were really sharp in the field. They probably put in one of the more impressive displays with the ball of the whole competition so far. And as the defending champions, they had a lot to prove, and they did everything they could and got through. So as you heard, as you saw live, you saw me drawing them out. You heard the paper rustling for those just listening to the pod. World exclusive on the Pavilion for the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League semi-final draw. So, boom, you heard it all. Sport FM 91.3. You're probably going to get this a little bit later, obviously, because our people are listening to this on Friday. But if you are listening on Saturday morning and you're wondering, well, who did get through? He's doing a lot of talking here, and I've just switched on. I want to know who got through to the semi-finals and what are the matchups going to look like? They're going to look like this. You're going to have Hall's Head take on their neighbours, Mandurah. They will be playing in one of the semi-finals. And in the other one will obviously be Shoalwater Bay taking on Singleton Irwinians. So out of those 4, 2 will go through to the grand final on the 7th. So each of these games are going to be, very tight affairs. This is the business end. It'd be great to see some more people start to turn up. So after training on a Tuesday night, why not head down to Peelwood Reserve? They're balmy evenings now, bars open, lights are on. It's a nice night. Why not come down and support our competition? But I want to see a crowd. I want to see as many people as we can. So it's up to everyone now, every club, whether you're participating or not. Let's get behind the grand final, February 7. Okay, we know that February 7 is the grand final. I want to see as many Peel Cricket Association stakeholders there. I want to see players. I want to see coaches. I want to see juniors. I want to see parents. I want to see partners. Let's all get down and let's have a really good night. Let's celebrate everything that we've got. Let's celebrate T20 cricket because it is the game for the community. It's there for you. We get really good coverage, not only here through the podcast and the vodcast and on Sport FM 91.3, but we get some really good numbers online for our Frogbox vision and our commentary and things like that. Well, I want to grow that, and I'd love to see more people there live. We've got some things lined up. We're going to have a food van. Obviously, the bar is up and running at Peelwood there at Hall's Head. We're going to have some activations for the kids. So there's going to be some really, really good stuff. We'll have some, music blaring. Might have some roaming mics going around, asking a few questions and all that sort of stuff. And we're going to build it up. We've got something special, and I want to share it with as many of our people as we can. So February 7, let's get a crowd down at Peelwood Reserve. Okay, country cricket. Quick wrap before we wrap up this baby for this week. So we've had 3 of our people, our Peel Cricket Association people, representing WA at the country championships. WA have had a tough run because they've had to play Friday, Sunday. No one plays Saturday because club cricket obviously takes precedence wherever you play because you're using club facilities. So our team played Friday, then they had Saturday off, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They played today. Recording this on the Thursday, and they have the Friday off. How did they go? Okay, so on the Friday they took on the ACT, the host state, and they lost. But the ACT, to be fair, a lot of them play in the second 11 competition, the Sheffield Shield second 11 competition. So some really, really good players. They made 9 for 285, and we made 9 for 283. So it's a really close game there. Our guys, what did our guys do? Dan Abel, 10 overs, 1 for 45, as he does. Adam France, 4 overs for 21. And with the bats, did any of our guys get any runs in that first game? Damien Burridge got 46. I tell you who had an outstanding tournament, and it was the brothers Credelli. Julian and Nathan Credelli from the Great Southern, although Julian's playing his cricket in Bunbury at the moment, but they had an outstanding tournament. Julian got 98, Nathan got 49, and then with the ball, we saw Julian get 3 wickets, Nathan get 2. They've dominated, and they'd have to get into the All-Australian team there. Second game, we played Queensland Country, lost there as well, unfortunately. No one really did anything with the bat. Not when you make 111 all out. Took 6 wickets trying to defend it. And out of those, Dan got one wicket. So we moved to the next day. They played South Australia and gave them a bit of a touch-up. Beat them by 92 runs. We got 222 and bowled South Australia out for 130 or close enough to it. With the bat, we saw Tim Hutchison got 25, but he's not ours anymore. But Burridge and France at the end. So Burridge got 17 off 19 at the end. Then Adam France, a bit slow for him, 24 off 18. And then in with the ball against South Australia, remember bowling him out, well, 9 for 130, close enough to bowling him out. Dan Abel, 1 for 17 off his 10 overs. Damien Burridge got an over as well. Adam France, 4 overs for 16. So good win there. The next game, they played the Philippines. Yes, the Philippines were the invited team, part of the country championships. Cricket Australia offers a spot in the tournament for one of our East Asia Pacific or the Asian area to participate. We are, as a full member nation of the ICC, part of the obligation there is Australia's to look after this area. England looks after Europe and all that sort of stuff. That's the way it works. East Asia Pacific have been, historically, they've been part of it, but they've actually gone on in leaps and bounds. You see Vanuatu just about getting through to, ICC tournaments and getting through to full member, not full member status, but getting into those sort of tournaments. So they don't need this anymore. They're past it. So now they've given that spot to the Philippines, and they found it tough. But look, that's okay. It's actually a good thing. I mean, you're not going to learn by not playing. In saying that, we won by 304 runs after making 368, bowled them out for 64. Look, runs everywhere. Burridge got 40 off 32. The Credellis did their bit as well. And then with the ball and bowling them out for 64, they probably would have been lining up to bowl. Dan Abel, 2 for 11 off 6. They were the only ones that got a bowl. But good win there. And then the Wednesday, they beat New South Wales Country. Now, that is a win. That's a big, big win. They are super strong. They've got areas like Newcastle, Wollongong. They are big, bustling metropolitan cities, really, to be fair. But it is what it is. Anyway, they bowled New South Wales out for 174 and chased them down 8 down. With the ball there, we had Dan Abel, 1 for 34, very cheap again. Adam France, 1 for 10 off his 4. And with the bat, we had what have we got there? We got Adam France, 18 off 14. And there's some good scores by some of the other guys there. But that's an excellent win. I'm sure they would have celebrated hard. And then today, they defeated Vic Country, who, from my maths, look like they are going to go through to win the thing. So they've beaten the big boys, beaten the top dogs, and today they beat Vic Country. And this is on the back of a marathon spell, remember. So 6 for 245. So bowled them out kept them to 240. And with the ball there, we had Dan Abel again, 1 for 36 off his 9. Adam France, 1 for 31 off 6. And then this is the one with the bat. They went in there and the big horse, Adam France, 52 off only 26 deliveries, not out, 1 for 6 sixes. That's a bit more like it. And Damien Burridge at the end, 10 off 11. And in a very, very good win, won by 4 wickets. As I'm recording this, it is 20 to 1 over there in Canberra as we speak. I reckon they haven't even started yet. I reckon the boys would be having a quiet little sherbet or two, having a bit of fun, and they've earned it. They've worked really, really hard. So they may finish second, and that's outstanding, I think, to go all that way and have that draw. That's just, it's a horrible draw, but well done. And just quickly, the WA ladies were also there as well. How's that worked? Okay, it's a bit of a weird sort of setup there, but they're quite a young team, really. Just looking at that, and they've had a bit of a tough run, but that's okay. They got over there. Yep, they haven't won yet. I'm still looking at all the scores. Oh, they had a win over Queensland Country. That's a good win. I don't think we've got any representatives, but we hope to have some in the future. But that's a good win there for the girls. They won by 7 wickets in that one over Queensland Country. And okay, they didn't play there. They played there. Okay, so they had the one win for the week. Okay, so that's fine. That's what it is. Anyway, that's a quick wrap up of that. And as I mentioned earlier, just a bit of a weird one. WA Cricket just happened to be putting Peel Cricket on every one of their posts this week as they're sort of chatting about Senior Country Week. Senior Country Week, the numbers are as low this year as they have been since the Second World War. Obviously, we haven't had much, interest, I guess, since the rulings got changed. So just to make sure that that's clear, just before we go and we wrap up the show for this week, all that ruling has done is basically just highlight the fact that this is something that maybe should have been done a while ago. The metropolitan boundary stops, or the country boundary for us, I guess, stops at the City of Rockingham line, which is Singleton. So Singleton is pretty much the first port of call. So you get Lakelands. As soon as you pass Lakelands and Medora Bay, you get into Singleton. Singleton is in the City of Rockingham. That's who they pay their rates to. That's a metropolitan borough, and has been for a long, long time. So, yes, we share, and as do a lot of sports in this region. We've got a bit of a crossover and all that sort of stuff. And look, it doesn't affect Saturday stuff at all. And that's our main business. Our main core business is what we do on Saturdays or in our Tuesday comp. But comps under our auspice, which is Peel Cricket, we can do what we want. We can play where we want. Now, if you're going to play representative cricket and you play into a competition, you play by their rules. And the rules that there are that it's a country competition, and regionally, we become a regional centre from, Lakelands down. So the City of Mandurah down. So we've got the 5 clubs that are in that area, and that's just the way it works. So we can still play. And I've got every confidence in the world that if we had players that wanted to play and really wanted to play, and we had our the best team we could put out on the park from our clubs that are in Peel, we'd give it a damn good shake. We've got some serious players running around in our club. But at the same time, it's 5 days of cricket in a row, and if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. So that's totally okay. It doesn't affect things like the Country Masters. So the Country Masters, which comes up in back end of March, something like that. I already know that there is a huge lot of people that are interested in that. We're going to get information very, very soon. That'll get spread around in regards to nominations, all that sort of stuff, what it looks like, because I know it's very popular. So there may be a limit. I don't know, but my mail says that there may be a limit on teams because there's only so many grounds they've got down there. I was there when it started, and they worked really hard to get it off the ground, and they thought, oh, geez, we might get a few teams, to now it's bigger than Ben-Hur, which is fantastic. And it's the biggest growth area in the game, really. Veterans or seniors cricket, if you want to call it that. Women's Country Week, that basically is everyone that plays in Peel. So girls, put your hand up. If you want to play Country Week, please get onto us like now. Really, really need to get this off the ground. And what else have we got? We've also got the Focus Cup, the over 45s. That's just anyone in the Peel Cricket Association. And the Country Cup, which is next Sunday. Not Sunday this week. Next Sunday, we play again. We play our last prelim round. We play the Invitational 11. If we win that well, I think we go through to the grand final, which would be fantastic. So watch this space for that one. Anyway, that's all the cricket that has happened here. There's a hell of a lot happening. I know international cricket might have finished, but club cricket is booming. We've got a lot on. RETRAVISION T20 League. Remember to get around that in the last 3, the 2 semis in the grand final in particular. Put them in your diary. Let's see some bodies down there. Good luck to everyone this week. If it is warm again, keep hydrated. Get that EVERLAST in your bags. Make sure you keep hydrated. Slip, slop, slap. Get the floppy hat out, the zinc cream, all that sort of stuff. Remember to look after each other. Remember, we're here to have fun. We're here to enjoy ourselves. It is recreational cricket. Yes, be competitive by all means. But at the same time, respect the game, respect your opponents, respect the umpires. Thank you very much, umpires. And we'll be back next week.
At RETRAVISION, we know exactly what you want, like our lowest price guarantee. Buy now and pay later. And an extra 5% discount for RAC members. That's on top of all the latest tech from the world's best brands at RETRAVISION.